Hey, what's happening? Welcome to A Bucket is a Bucket podcast. This is Dame Mosley. Everybody knows me. Today is the 26th of the 11th. We're continuing our recap of the trade action and transactions from the last week. This week we'll be talking about, or sorry, today rather, we're talking about the Central Division. First team to talk about is the Cleveland Cavaliers. They lost Tristan Thompson, which is their, biggest loss, only loss. They're not really a competitive team, so I guess they're just saving some money there. They added Damian Johnson, and I think, they'll probably spend this year trying to trade Kevin Love and Andre Drummond, because I think he's in the last year of his contract, and see what they got with Colin Sexton and the other little guard. Was it Garland? Colin Sexton, Garland, and they drafted Okoro. So probably just trying to develop those guys, to be honest with you. Rebuild city here. Not much to talk about other than that. Chicago Bulls are the next team. They'll be returning pretty much the same squad. I don't think they lost anybody of note. They're going to come back. They added Garrett Temple and re-signed Denzel Valentine. They grabbed the rookie Pat Williams from Florida which was wild, but that's another story. And yeah, that's about it. We're going to see what happens, see if any of those players develop. I guess they're looking for player improvement and see if they can sneak into the playoffs with Levine, Kobe White and company and go from there, really. I don't think it will happen, but I guess, I don't know. They've been around. They got some continuity. Most of those guys have been there for a while. Start playing some defense. Maybe they'll sneak in. We'll see what happens. Next up, the Detroit Pistons. A lot of transactions for them. It was really busy. Like they're just trying to rebuild in every single way. They lost Christian Wood, which was their best guy from last year, because obviously everybody else was injured. They traded Reggie Jackson last year just before the deadline, didn't they, to the Clippers? So they lost Christian Wood, Langston Galloway, Tony Bradley, and traded Bruce Bowen for Dazan Musa. So as well as adding Dazan Musa, they added Jeremy Grant from Denver, 3 years, $60 million. Mason Plumlee from, where was he? He was in Denver also for $5 million. And Josh Jackson from Memphis. Josh Jackson, former number 3 pick. I was really high on this guy coming out of Kansas. He made me look like I don't know anything. But that's, as I like to say, another story. A couple of reclamation projects. They got Zaire Smith, who was a high draft pick from the 76ers a couple of years back. Hasn't really done much in the league. Hasn't done any. I'll be trying to be polite to these guys, you know what I mean? But he hasn't done anything in the league. So they've got him, Josh Jackson. They drafted Killian Hayes. Sekou Demboya was the draft pick last year, small forward, power forward from France. So they got some guys to build with, or at least experiment with, and see who's worth keeping and go from there. Finally, back to the contenders. We have the Milwaukee Bucks. They were busy also this offseason. They got rid of George Hill, Eric Bledsoe, DJ Wilson, Wes Matthews, Robin Lopez, Sterling Brown. Some of them were trades, some of them were just free agency. They added in free agency, they added Drew Holiday, Bryn Forbes, DJ Augustin, Torrey Craig, re-signed Pat Connaughton, and grabbed Bobby Portis. So I don't know, for a team that's trying to be in the finals, trying to win a championship, the Drew Holiday addition definitely helps. I know they was in on Bogdan before that deal fell through. But I thought they could have done better to replace that than Torrey Craig and Bryn Forbes. But they got the Greek freak, so they're always in for a strong chance and a good system. Next up is the Indiana Pacers. They re-signed Justin Holiday, 3 years, $18 million. It looks like they're running it back with the exact same team. They hoping a healthy Victor Oladipo. They should have Sabonis back at full strength. And if they can get TJ Warren that was in the bubble, they should have a competitive squad. But like I said, they were just trying to trade for Hayward. So we'll see how it goes. They obviously aren't totally happy with what they've got and are still trying to make improvements. And that's the Central Division. Only contender is really is Milwaukee, not even Israeli. Is Milwaukee, then a bunch of teams that should be focused on their scouting and getting ready for next year's draft pretty much. Thanks for listening. Next up, we're going to go to the West Coast, start working our way through those divisions. Keep it baller, and I'll catch you soon. Thanks. Soon as that money comes, spend it on